seems pretty difficult to imagine a future for Syria soon. But even if I don't, it's enough for me that someone will. After the revolution started, when I remember nothing. I only remember myself being among the crowd and just looking around and just feeling that it is actually happening. Like, is this a dream? I mean, I can feel it now. It's still 10 years later. I mean, I still feel it.
It seems like it was in a different world. Suddenly, so many people that were, although we lived together, we were actually separated. Your neighbor was your neighbor, but felt like, you could say something wrong and you would be in prison. There was so much distance, but when the protests began, everyone was so close. There was, this unification, people of all different backgrounds coming together.
I think for many people, they will tell you it was quite exhilarating. It was the first time that they felt truly participants in their destiny. And I think people really weren't aware necessarily of not having that until they had it.
Solidarity is actually what makes me survive every day. Solidarity not only with other Syrians, but also with all the humans who share our pain and who share our ambition to have free democratic countries. After 10 years, it is proven that freedom is not easy. Freedom is very difficult and slow, but I feel that I can say that after 10 years, it's clear that there are still people who want freedom.
When this uprising began 10 years ago, we did have hope, and if we didn't have hope, we wouldn't have participated in protests that were, from the very first moment, very dangerous.
The Syrian story is not, that book is not closed. I think, we have passed through, maybe Act 1 of this saga. So I don't know how long Act 2 and Act 3 will be. We kind of had to go through this phase because otherwise the regime was never going to really show its hand without it, or people were not going to be disavowed of any of these sort of old beliefs.
I remember at the beginning of the revolution, I was with my dad watching protests on TV and I saw tears in his eyes and I asked him, are you sad? And he said that this is like tears of happiness. And he said that even if I do not witness the moment, the victory of the revolution, it is enough for me that I witnessed this moment. That has been forcibly disappeared now for 7 years and 9 months. Unfortunately, we haven't heard from him since then. We don't even know if he's alive or not. The regime is actually using this detention and enforced disappearance as a weapon to terrorize Syrians, and not only to disempower those who are in detention centers and in prisons, but also to disempower their families.
The very first days in Damascus that I saw with my own eyes, of people that still, are here today, and they still have that hope. Okay, we did this for a reason. It wasn't just enough.
I will tell you, the Syrians are not naive anymore about who each other is, about who the regime is, and who the rest of the world is.
When I'm in a protest with other Syrians, I still have the same feeling. I'm excited, I am empowered, but at the same time, I'm sad and I'm angry because every time I'm in a protest, I see the faces of my dad and those many others whom we lost either in detention centers or those who got killed.